Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing off the Midrange Forestcraft deck. Here it is here, I'll show you a preview of the deck and talk through it right now. So basically the main aim of the deck is control the board throughout the game, like in the early stages to the middle stages of the game. You want to control the board, keep your guys on the board, take valuable trades, get rid of their big stuff, and chip through as much damage as you can. And then when it gets to the end of the game, you've got your big Omnis Prime Kami as your big finisher here. So he helps to push through a lot of extra damage. So starting off, you've only got three 1-drops. It's only one card, Water Fairy. It generates tokens. So it's a 1-mana 1/1 that when it dies, it puts a fairy token in your hand. So, and because you're flooding the board with a lot of these little followers, you're wanting to generate as many tokens as possible to keep your hand full. Because the more you keep your hand full, the more useful Metra is, as well as the more juice you've got to keep putting the pressure on the opponent. So we've got the three water fairies, and for our 2-drops we've got these goblin fighters, because again they put either a goblin or a goblin leader into your hand. So the goblin's just a 1-mana 1/2, which is a bit extra juice, more fuel, and the goblin leader's a 4-mana 2/3 that summons a goblin into your turn, so again helps fill the board, helps keep the pressure on the opponent. We've also got Fairy Whisperer to give 2 more fairies into your hand when you play it. Daisy Bolt Archer's another 2-drop, that helps to clear bigger things. So when you evolve another enemy, an allied follower, it deals 2 damage to a random enemy follower. So because you've got a very small board a lot of the times, like you've got a lot of guys, but their all attacks, as you can see, are all very low. That helps to push for extra damage on big ward minions or just big followers you need to clear. Then you've got Wellspring Elf, which again, evolve it. It gives you a fairy wisp and a fairy in your hand, so more token generation. You've got Jifnar, he helps clear things. If you can get an evolve off, you can get set, he gets evolved as well. And then he pushes 2 damage, so he effectively deals 5 damage in a fight. So you can either use him to ping off smaller things without taking any damage, or just outright clear things. Or clear up a big 5 health minion, you can just kill it. And then you've got your Liza, which is vital to most Forestcraft decks at this point, because it randomly puts a one of the lower cost Forestcraft followers from your deck to hand, so it keeps drawing you cards. And then when it dies, it puts a higher cost from your deck to your hand. So again, it's drawing you another card, and it's drawing you one on either end of the cost. So it's drawing you small ones, which will be your token generations, and it can also draw you your Omnis or your Cynthias as your big finishers. So then you've got a 3-mana Call Love, because this is just absolutely nuts. 3 mana, you choose to summon either a Forest Beauty or a Forest Beast, and if you play it for 6, it summons both. So if you play it for double the cost, you get both the followers, and if at least 2 other cards are played this turn, give the summoned follower +2/+2. So if you play this on 8, with 2, say you play it 2 fairies, and then you get the +2/+2 buff, and you get both a 3-mana 2/3 with ward, and it gains Bane if the Forest Beast's in play. But remember, this is buffed up by 2/2, because if you've already played 2 other things, so it can be a 4/5. And then the Forest Beast has Rush is on his own, but if you have the Forest Beauty in play, so if you play this for 6 and you get both of them, you gain Storm instead. So it can be either a 3 or a 5 mana, 3 or a 5 attack Storm for extra damage, which is just super good. So then we've got Metra. It's a fairly staple card in most Forestcraft decks, because a lot of Forestcraft decks keep their hand size. And with this one, when you evolve it deals X damage to an enemy follower. X is the number of cards in your hand. So again, that helps to clear big things. So say you've got 6 cards in your hand, you're playing against Havencraft, and they evolve their Alana. They evolve Alana turn 4, turn 5 you play Metra, you evolve it, you ping it, and you outright killed the Alana, which is just great. It also has Clash, draw a card on both evolve and not evolve, so that means as long as if she stays on the board for at least 1 turn, she's normally drawing you 2 cards. So it's really good as well, because as you see, the deck doesn't actually have a lot of card draw. You've only really got this, and your Liza's, that's not Liza, Liza's your other card draw. So you don't have a lot here. I'm playing 2 Sylvain. He's accelerate, deal 3 damage to follower, so turn 2 he can just kind of clear something. or if there's like a big thing that you've chipped down a little bit, you can clear it off as well. He's a 5 mana 3/5 with ward, and it deals 4 damage to an enemy follower. If you've played 2 other cards this turn, that is targeted. And then he deals an extra 2 to all enemy followers if at least 4 other cards. So that's if you played 4 other cards before him, so like 4 1-cost fairy tokens or something, or some fairy wisps that cost 0, that's a minimum of 6 damage to an enemy follower he can do. And he has a 3/5 body with ward, so it's real good there. He can put in a good amount of work. And then we've got Omnis, Prime Kami, which is just your big finisher, 7 mana 4/5 storm. Fanfare, if you can return up to 2 allied cards to your hand, so that does include amulets. You summon X alchemies, and X is the number of things that you bounce back. And then whenever an alchemy comes into play, you give it rush. So an alchemy is a 4 mana 3/4 that whenever an allied follower comes into play, you gain +1/+0. So when you play Omnis and bounce back 2 things, you get your 4/5 with Storm, you get your 3/4 with Rush, and a 4/4 with Rush, all for 7 mana. It's ridiculously good. Then you've got your Cynthia, which gives an unevolved allied Havencraft follower the ability to evolve for 0 points. Again, useful, gives you more evolutions, buffs up your board, and when another allied follower evolves, you summon 2 fairy wisps, and if you so that's extra token generation, keeps your board flooded. Those are little 1/1 cards here, and if you evolve her, she summons 2 fairies and keeps the ability to get the 2 wisps and other things evolve. And the last card we're gonna look at here, last 2, Genesis Legend. It just gives Bane effectively to smaller creatures, so you can deal with bigger threats when your board's getting wide and they're starting to put out big taunts. And this card is vital right now because of Havencraft. The Alana build is super strong still, even after this is post nerf, they're still super strong. And playing this allows you to destroy the Alana's prayer amulets whenever they play it. So like if they play Alana turn 4, all you need to have is 2 1 cost in your hand, or sorry, you'll be on turn 5, so all you need to have is a 2 cost and a 1 cost, and you can destroy the amulet. Super good. So we're going to get into some replays. Guys, please remember, if you do enjoy the video, you want to see more, please like and subscribe, leave comments for any changes to this deck or any other decks, and any decks you'd like me to try out, or just ways I can improve the game, because I'm still fairly new to the game. So I'm going to be showing 2 quickly. So we've got one Havencraft here. This one is kind of surprising. It's not against your classic Alana Havencraft. It's went for the guy I'm up against is playing an amulet version of Havencraft, like countdown amulet version, which is interesting. So here we go. Draw these. So I put back the Omnis. I keep the Devil's Flower because you're against Havencraft, especially against Havencraft. You always keep Devil Flower because you need to have a way to get rid of Alana. No matter what, you have to be able to get rid of her amulet, because that thing just does too much work if you can't clear it. Right, so we play the Water Fairy, and then we'll just skip for their turn. They don't play anything to get this City of Gold. This thing reduces the countdown on amulets by 1 when they're played. So I just play out the Goblin, push through some damage, and then turn 3 he plays out a 2/3 with Ward. So here I decide to just Sloon, kill that, push through 3 extra damage, flying out a Goblin as well. So we're getting a wide board. It's only 4 damage, but it's still 3 things that he has to deal with. So he draws his cards off of the bell, he plays out Sacred Teachings, it gets reduced by 1, gets out the Falcon, Falcon trades, which is fine, plays out a Forbidden Teachings, draws 2 cards. So this does give him a lot of value, but at the same time, a lot of it's not really producing anything. So it's going to throw out Eliza here, draw Water Fairy, put Water Fairy out as well. At this point I've realised that I'm probably not playing Alana, because you've not seen any of the classic Alana cards. So Devil's Flower, I'm not too worried about keeping activators in my hand for it. I'm trying to just push through damage to get the win instead. So he's playing out more, plays out another amulet, and he gets a Barong, evolves it, 7/6, thing's massive. My board's still looking okay, still got a wide board, so we play out the Forest Beast here. Out of the options, we trade it in. We evolve the Liza. Probably shouldn't have Forest Beasted if I was going to Daisy Bow Archer anyway, but it doesn't matter too much. So we'll do that. We've pushed through extra damage, we've got them down to 7 here on turn 5, and they've got one more turn on the amulet to get another Baron, which isn't that impressive. So we get another Falcon, they evolve the Falcon, and they trade the Falcon into the Liza, which again, still Liza stays up from that, but then they put the Zealot of Repose, which destroys, if it doesn't attack, it destroys every enemy follower with 2 defense or less, which clearly wipes my entire board, which is real rough for me. So like clearing this becomes a priority because, as you can see, my entire board is very, very small. So I use the Devil's Flower to clear off the amulet to stop him getting extra value, because I realise the game's almost over. I've got Omnis in my hand, so if I can just keep the board like for a turn or two, I should be fine. So we clear off the Zealot because we don't want that thing around at all. So he gets another Baron and then he does this. Hurts big time. He's doing a lot of damage, but we played Omnis, and this is where I figured out you can return the amulet. I didn't actually know that. So yeah, I returned the fairy and the amulet, and I've got the Omnis out. We just get the 4 and the 3, the double trade, and push 4 damage on his face. And from this position, we've just pretty much won. There's nothing they can really do. Well, as you see, he plays out the Holy Lord. He gets the 2 taunts. He puts one into the alchemy to kill it. And he leaves us here, and since he's left that up, it means I can't get a direct attack through. But I have a Cynthia and a Fairy. So I play out the Cynthia, give the Fairy the ability to evolve for free, evolve the Fairy, trade it into the ward character here, and put the 4/5 into the face to win. And also we get our nice Fairy Wisps as well. So that's the first replay. We have one more to look over. So it is another Havencraft one, because I came up against 2. Currently today I'm 3-2 with this deck. So I started here. So 3-2, it's not awful. It's still a positive record, so it means right now I am able to climb a bit with it, you know. So it's quite good, because obviously you gain points more than you lose points as well, because like say you gain 100, you lose 70. So you're still gaining, like you're still earning 30 points. But right, this one is an Alana Havencraft deck that we're up against. So we're thinking here, we weren't sure what we were going to do. We send back the Saloon, and we keep the other 2, and luckily we drawn into the Flower, which is again super vital when you're playing against Havencraft. You want to see that in your opening hand, because you want to be able to clear any Alana prayer that they get out early. So he plays out the Rabbit. I guess they just wanted a board turn 1, but I normally try and save that for like turn 5. Like play Alana turn 5, evolve it, play this, and then you've buffed up 2 things. But they decided to do that, so we play out the Daisy Bow, they play out this. We draw the Liza, we play the Liza, and the Daisy Bow just takes a trade here, gets rid of the 2 attack guy. It's fine, it's not that important. And I play Zoe, and I have a previous video up showing how good Zoe can be. So, and card draw is just amazing. So I was instantly ready to clear it. As soon as I seen the Zoe, I was like, I need to clear this. This has to get gone, because they can get so much value. There was a game I drew 5 or 6 cards with Zoe within the space of a turn or 2, and it's just too much value. So as you see, he gets out the Alana, which is super worrying. And he gets out the amulet because it's on 4. He can't heal anything, so he's stuck with just that. So I know I can clear it. So we play the Water Fairy, we play the Daisy Bow, and then we play Devil's Flower, because the Devil's Flower will activate now, destroying the amulet. So you need to play the 2 characters before this activates. Evolve the Water Fairy, the Daisy Bow Archer deals 2 at the Alana with its effect, because I evolved the follower, and then I trade the 3/3 in. So we've managed to push back the Alana, get rid of the amulet, and we're still sitting in a good position. So here he just floods the board. 2 Robo Goblins, 1 little rabbit. he's just trying to flood the board, put on some extra pressure because I've cleared his healing out. So I play Cynthia, give this the ability to evolve for free. I just evolve it, and now the Daisy Bow just pings one thing off, pings off a Robo Goblin, and then we just get to trade in. So we trade this and trade this, trade the Daisy Bow into the 1/1, and we're left with a board, a really big board to deal with. We've got an Omnis in hand, a Metra in hand, so many things that can deal with stuff. So he plays out Delafeu, and then he evolves her and swings her into Cynthia, which I wasn't too sure about because it doesn't kill the Cynthia. It seems kind of pointless. You could have put it into the 4 here and like cleared something off the board. But yeah, so I trade the 4 in. Yeah, I push 5, 7, 9 damage to face. Use it on this turn back, bring back the Cynthia because she's low on health, and can then in return, if I use her again, I can get another free evolve off, get the tokens out, and I push 4 damage on the face. And again, this position is just, when you're in this position, you don't lose very often. He could have beat me with, cleared the board with like a Kel and some heals. That would have been very rough to deal with, but yeah, so he gets the Alana down, evolves it, gets out the Golden Bell again, buffs it up with repair mode, and then again. So his whole thing is just heal up as much as possible. So he kills this Omnis. He's on a 9/7, so it's massive, but I've got Metra in my hand. So you see here, I just play the Metra, I evolve the Metra and ping this for 7, because of my hand size is 7. So that's why keeping a big hand's really, really good in this deck. So we ping her for 7, and then we just have enough damage to push through. With that, we won again. So that's the 2 Havencraft highlights I've done for you guys today. Hopefully you have enjoyed them, and again, feel free to subscribe if you like the content, because I'm putting out these videos near enough daily right now, and I'll keep trying to put out more Shadowverse content. But thanks for watching, guys. Bye.